Very simply, just shuffles up the board. They get put into random spots, could be the same spots. Hey, thanks so much for checking out the channel. If you're curious about any other hero in Empires and Puzzles, you can view my website at anchorgame.com. There you will find I have graded every single hero with a calibrated team of graders. This resource will always be free. Thinking about supporting the hero grades and the breakdown videos? You're welcome to donate. Otherwise, feel free to share this resource with a friend. I have my exclusive line group called Anchor Cove, where you gain access to myself and tons of other experienced players with on-demand information and resources. If that piques your interest, all that information is on the opening page of my website with a short video. Let me dive into today's hero breakdown. Hey, thanks so much for checking out the channel. Today we're doing a brand new hero breakdown on the cunningly clever Cheshire cat. The nimble little thing, jumping around, spooking you, changing up your board, doing all sorts of crazy wild things. He's got 658 on his attack, 641 on his defense, and 1105 on his health. Statistically, I'd say he's about average on everything. As far as being a 4-star, probably about average for that. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. It is a free massive turn-based dark fantasy RPG. If you want a huge head start in Raid, all you gotta do, click on the link in the description. If you're a new player, you get a 1-day XP boost, 3 Raid Flasks, 1 Ancient Shard, 1 Void Champion Bulwark, and 50 gems. All your treasure, it's waiting for you right over here. He is running at fast speed. He is part of the Riddles of Wonderland event, which means he gives you a bonus. Between 2, 3, 4, 5 heroes, you get anywhere between 2% and 12% mana generation, and anywhere between 5% and 20% critical chance. So helping you out if you throw some more Riddles of Wonderland characters on your team. As far as his hero special goes, he rearranges the enemy positions randomly. All holy enemies get minus 44% defense for 4 turns. All enemies receive 276 damage over 4 turns. This effect can't be dispelled. Very simply, just shuffles up the board. They get put into random spots, could be the same spots, different positions, everything like that. Shuffles everybody up. All holy enemies, it's very important to know, all holy enemies get minus 44% defense for 4 turns. And then just giving a dot on everybody for 4 turns at 276 can't be dispelled. One of those characters that seems like really fun. It's definitely a cute little character that kind of shifts things. Now the advantage can be, I have used Cheshire Cat quite a bit, a decent amount, in different ways, different positions, especially because I'm kind of a scrub when it comes to leveling up 4 stars in my purples. So for some odd reason, I always find myself using him in raid tournaments. Just works out that way. Sometimes it shifts into a good position and it makes things better, but sometimes it shifts into a bad position, makes things worse. So one of the things that it can help out with is kind of the mana manipulation on the defensive side. So if you don't want a character to go off, the shifting of this, especially at fast speed, it is kind of one of those kind of neat little abilities, but I don't know if I really gain an advantage or lose an advantage. One thing I do like about using him is if you kill the tank and then you randomize the board, the likelihood of being able to have 3 on one side, especially if you're using a character that hits 3 characters at once, such as like regular Tiburtus, characters like that, it is quite effective. I've also used Cheshire Cat with like Proteus, so killing the tank, reshuffling the board, and then being able to apply Proteus to 3 characters versus just the 2 normally, with the tank still being alive, or with the tank being dead. That does kind of help out a little bit. It is kind of interesting to see that happen, and more often than not, after you kill the tank and you run him, you're gonna get that three kind of split, which can be helpful or can be a little bit of a disadvantage because now you can't actually ghost tiles down the center. So it's one of the trade-offs, and I don't really feel that I really gain an advantage, so I'm gonna talk about that. As far as him being a sorcerer class hero, if you're going to throw some emblems on him, you could definitely go more of the defensive side. You're not really worried about direct damage because he deals literally no direct damage. So you're going to want to go defense and health as the priority, keeping him alive. Now, when we take a look at his grades, he is going to get an A against a Titan, which maybe you're thinking, wow, this is a little bit weird. Myself, personally, I do love using Cheshire Cat against the Yellow Titans because it gives the Yellow Titan minus 44% defense for 4 turns, which is the most amount of defensive down that you have regular defensive down in the color purple. So there are other characters like Kunshin might be a little bit better option. Some people may use like Tiburtus, the regular Tiburtus, which extends it out for 6 turns instead of 4 turns. But the minus 44% stacking that with Panther is really, really effective. So you can use this character definitely on Titans. Myself personally, I have him running on all of my yellow Titans currently right now. He is going to get the A grade there. I don't think that goes into an A+, but definitely pretty beneficial. And you're not really worried about anything else that he does. Giving the dot for 276 does you literally nothing. It's not going to be a big factor. We take a look at him offensively. I kind of addressed this to where it can be a benefit to you to being able to rearrange the board. There are times where sometimes I don't rearrange the board because I'm in this weird position to where if I rearrange the board, I'm actually going to mess things up. So I have to kind of hold off on using Cheshire Cat, which actually makes things really awkward. So you'd think it would be beneficial, but sometimes it goes against you. That's why he's going to get the B grade. Usable for sure, but probably not the best bet. Now, when we take a look at his defensive grade, he is going to get a C as far as the tank grade goes. Doesn't really do too much in terms of rearranging the board. That's not really going to impact anything. And then obviously, if you don't bring any holy enemies, he literally just does nothing against your team. Except for giving the 276 damage over 4 turns to all enemies, which is like nothing. So as a tank, he's going to get the C grade, and that actually flows pretty much throughout the whole position, whether it be a flank or wing. He might be one of the worst characters on defense because there's too much randomization that you don't know the impact of it. Not to mention, if he was ever relevant or anything to really be worried about, you can just not run holy enemies. And the only time you would really kind of stack holy enemies is if he's going up in the tank or the flank position. So it's just not a character that is going to really be effective on defense at all. It is kind of nice, I guess, giving a dot for 4 turns, but again, probably one of the worst. He is going to get a C grade as far as defense goes. Overall, defensively, all throughout, he's going to get a C grade. And then we get into the weekly raid grades. These are compared against other 4 stars. He is going to get a C grade again in rush attack with him running at very fast speed. It's not going to impact the board too much. Maybe if they're going heavy yellow, it'll be awesome. It'll be great. You know, maybe they've got a whole bunch of yellow characters, but the problem especially with rush tournaments, when it limits the color of characters, usually it's the color of characters that they're strong against that is going to be the first heroes that you're battling against. So if you can't bring yellow on that tournament, a lot of times people will stack purple, and using him against purple is not going to be doing too much. And the only time that I really see it being a relevant factor, I don't really see it being a relevant factor. I don't recommend using him on the rush tournament. I think just about every single character is going to be better. Again, I'm a scrub, so I have to kind of do with what I do because I hate leveling up characters. On buff, he is going to get a C grade there. Again, giving the specific of holy enemies, getting the defensive down. It's not really going to impact thing. If they have anything going up on defensively, it's not going to really change anything. He's just reallocating people to different positions. I don't recommend him on buff. And the same thing in Bloody. I guess he has some bit of usage, being that he gives the dot over everybody. I really helped him out. I just didn't want to see all the C's there. Maybe that's B-, I don't know. But he is going to get an overall grade of a B, being that he is one of the most important characters against Yellow Titans. So I specifically have this character up, going up against Yellow Titans. Really, 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 really useful there. Giving a lot of defensive down can help your team out quite a bit. So he does have that usage, but throughout the rest of the phase of the games, he's pretty awful. That's just is what it is. So let me know in the comments. Did I get this right? Did I get this wrong? I appreciate all the support. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn the notifications on, and I'll see you on the next video.